YouTube, Spotify. We got some Amazon hits. We got everything. iTunes. Please subscribe to us and say hi. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. What I don't like is my next guest waiting on me because he's a superstar in the world of paddle. And it's taken me, I think, like 30 years to get in touch with this young man. But he played tennis at Weber International University. He was an All-American, obviously, NAIA school. Won an ITF 1,000. Nice, dude. 1,000, 40 and over clay tournaments last year. It was also a gold ball. The USA is the first and only tournament. He wins a freaking gold ball. God, wish I had that problem. And then, most importantly, he played paddle tournament in North Carolina in August and won 35s and 45s. Let's just put it this way. He was ranked top 10 in the country in platform tennis, which I love. I want to talk about that. Originally from Argentina and has been in the U.S. since 2000. He needs no more. I'm going to get this right. His name is Patricio Misitriano, right? Did I get it? Yes!
You got it.
Hey, man, what's up? How are you? It's good to get you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. And I know we've been going back and forth a couple of times, but I'm glad that, we made it work.
I begin with this journey. I begin with the end in mind with this show, and I didn't think it'd be this far, but we're still here, and you're on it. So you took the time, Patricio, to come on, so you are part of our show now from now on, whether you want to be or not. Let's get this thing going here, all right? Let's talk the way of paddle. Tell us what, when, how you got there. You mentioned platform tennis. You mentioned playing USTA. Tell us your story, how you got to paddle. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I started playing Padel when I was 12 years old in Argentina. In the late 80s and early 90s, pretty much everyone played Padel in Argentina.
Wow.
The courts were different. This is one of the things that most people don't know is the courts were, instead of walls with glass, they were walls with concrete.
Concrete?
Concrete, yeah, pure concrete. And at my club where I grew up, they still have two of those. And at some point, at a professional tournament, a big company said, "Hey, I want to be able to see what's going on inside." So they came up with the idea of putting glasses instead of the concrete walls, and that was like a big change. There's been a lot more changes, but I've been involved, quote unquote, with paddle for 30 plus years, and I took a big pause when I came to the U.S. because I went to college and there were not that many courts, and that's changing now.
Yeah.
But that was my first interaction with paddle back in the late 80s.
Wow. And what did you say about earlier in the green room we were talking? You said Dallas, and you said what? Most prominent places.
In the U.S., and I think the latest number is about 250 courts in the entire country.
Wow.
South Florida, in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area is where you can find the most courts, and then Texas.
Really? Wow.
And Houston and Dallas is where is the second state in terms of number of courts. There are a few other states like California, a little bit New York, and that they're installing more and more. And we are going to be in Connecticut, the first open club where you can actually play.
No way. That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny is that right by the studio and some of the pickleball places I teach at and tennis I teach at, I've got I think 7 courts, 3 at T-Bar, a great place, and then there's this other place. Oh, I should know the name of it. It's right by the studio. It's right here off Spring Valley in the Tollway. The paddle, I don't know what it's called, but I was there with Nico Agritelli, our paddle guy here in the show, and it's unreal. I mean, so you said that there used to be concrete walls?
Yeah, there used to be concrete walls, and so the courts are, in meters 10 by 20 or almost 33 by almost 66.
Wow.
And the walls in the back, they're 4 meters tall, and on the side, they're 3 meters. And back then, you used to be 4 meters all the way across. But, those are some of the things that have changed. But the glass makes it more fun. You can watch from the outside, and that's one of the good elements of the sports, that you can view it from outside, and there's no walls to block the vision.
Well, listen, you're awesome to have you on to talk about. Tell us. We're gonna go off script a little here, just because you are an amazing example of paddle. You and the Agritelli boys and some other people. Not leaving anybody out on purpose, but always feel free to name drop some of these places in Sarasota or Houston or Dallas, because when we put your video up, we're going to tag them, and they're going to be for that. So always name drop players, people you want to. Speaking of players and stuff like that, is there a brand that you endorse with Padel, or are you just kind of floating around, or anybody want to talk about?
I'll tell you. So the club, so the Sports House is the name of the club that we're
Sports
opening.
House.
We passed 2 inspections this week, and we have the last 2 inspections scheduled for early next week.
Wow!
And so we're almost ready to open. And I at the club we made a deal with an Adidas for Padel. We're gonna be, and they're gonna be the exclusive Padel racket that we're gonna sell. Adidas.
Wow. Okay.
And then for pickleball, we are gonna carry Selkirk and Adidas.
Oh, wow. Tell us about that. Tell us about your sports house. That's one of the endeavors that you're doing right now. And so you like that? What's your current endeavor right now with the sport? Let us players know.
Sports house is it's an indoor facility that is 35,000 square feet.
What?
35,000. Wow. We have 5 indoor paddle courts.
Wow.
4 pickleball courts and 2 golf simulators, 2 TrackMan golf simulators. And the pickleball courts, which we think it's a little bit different than most places, is each court is its own.
No.
So each court is surrounded by a 4-foot fence. So there are no balls coming from the next court.
Wow.
Some of the courts the entire playing surface is 65 by 35. There's plenty of space to hit ATP.
That is awesome, man. Yeah.
The ceilings are up to 25 feet high.
25 feet. Nice, dude. That's gotta be a hell of a lobber to not hit that thing, man. Wow. That's high. You got a lot of room to work with there. So whenever you get up and running, man, like I tell all of our pros and our paddle people, that send us some pics, because we're going to add them to the website. We're going to add them to the channel. And then obviously, you just text me and say, Kurt, I got something. And we'll get you on, and you can come talk about it on the show. So anyway, keep going.
And so we are, we have the pickleball courts. I don't know if you can see them. They're all the way in the far end.
No, I can't see them.
Polishing the concrete floors right now. That's why you might be hearing a little bit of a noise.
That's fine. I want to hear that, man. That means you're building stuff.
And we have plenty of space in between all the courts for viewing benches and couches. You can be standing.
Do you have food and stuff there, or do you have trucks, or for our?
So we have is a self-serve wall, and that we're gonna have beer, wine, hard seltzer, and non-alcoholic drinks. Someone told me that they wanted to, they would love for iced coffee to be poured out of the wall.
Heck yeah. Are they going to pay for it?
We're going to do iced coffee. So it's a pretty cool system that what you do is, so you get a card, at the front desk, and you tell them how much money you want in your card.
Oh.
Then you tap the screen. It's like an iPad.
Wow.
And then you grab your glass, and then you pour your own drink. And we have glass frosters right next to it. So that we're going to offer as a service, and then we'll have grab-and-go type of food, some salads, some sandwiches, and wraps.
Wow.
And we're not going to make any food here, but we will have food, and people, if they want, they can, and eat some. They can, order delivery. We don't care. We want to support the local businesses
there
too.
You go.
So if someone wants to order pizza, they can do that. And what I always say is that, and not to throw tennis under
no,
the
you're
bus,
not. No, you're not.
I grew up playing tennis.
I did too.
I've been a big tennis player forever, but the way I think, especially in our area in the Northeast, I see tennis as a transactional business. So you go play tennis and then you go home, especially indoors and even outdoors too. But what we want to build here at the Sports House is a community where people come, they play, and then they hang out.
Yeah.
So that's why we think that the space in between all the courts, the lounge area that we have outside, that we call it the beer wall, but we'll serve beer. And we have TVs, we have music.
You need to make a shirt that says the beer wall.
And so we want to build more than just, a transactional type of business where people come play and then they spend time here, not just playing, but hanging out.
That's great. That's just a community of paddle, pickleball, and golfers. That's kind of a dream, if you ask me. And you're gonna have good iced coffee and food and some good drinks there. That's cool. We're talking with Patricio Mastriano. Damn it, Damn it. What is it? You say it.
So hold on. You actually did so much better when I first came to the U.S. My college coach
Mm-hmm.
called me Minestrone instead of Misitriano, and I did not know that that was soup.
Oh yeah. So what? Okay, Weaver. Is it Weber State or Weaver? Which one is it?
No, so it's Weber
Weber.
International University.
Where's
But
that at?
that is in Florida, in
Okay.
Central Florida. It's kind of outside of
I know
Orlando
where
and
it's at. I've heard of it.
Orlando and Tampa.
Yeah.
But I was in Bismarck at the time, so
Oh
I went
God.
my first school year. I went to Bismarck, North Dakota, to University of Mary.
Whoa.
And the funny thing is that I didn't know that minestrone was a soup. And one of my buddies, he was next to me, he knew, so he starts cracking up, gets down on the floor like crying. And I was like, he just mispronounced my name, not a big deal. And then I found out.
We're talking with Patricio Mastriano here of the Paddle House. Is that right? Tell us about tell us what you're building.
The sports house. So
Sports house. I apologize.
Yeah, we are offering more than paddle,
Yeah.
pickleball, golf, and we're looking to open other facilities as well. And depending where we go, we might add, and depending on the piece of real estate, we might do more or less of one, or we might add other sports as well.
Well, you come to Dallas, you're going to be here in the studio in the show. We might put the studio in your place. You never know. Anyway, so that's great. So when you're playing the sport of paddle, do you play mixed or do you play doubles? I've heard there's no singles. Is that right? Is there no singles, or is there?
So the funny thing, most of the time you want to play doubles.
Yeah.
There are very few single courts. And the idea behind playing paddle is, very similar to pickleball in the sense that it's easy to learn, and players without racket skills can pick it up pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I come from Argentina, where there are more paddle players than tennis players,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not. And tennis
Wow.
is pretty big in Argentina, and most of the players who play paddle have zero racket skills
Wow.
and rackets background. So there's no rackets. So you're not required to have played tennis to actually have fun and play paddle. Similar to pickle, you don't need to have played tennis to then transfer, your skills to pickle. You could be, playing pickle and have never played tennis before, and you're still gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about you're doing the sports house. What is the vibe for our current, future, and past, present pickleball paddle players, tennis players? What's the vibe like over in Europe versus over here with us? And I don't, obviously, I'm not saying that to demean either side. I love that both sides, but from what I'm seeing, it sounds to me that those two mergers of those leagues. Oh man, what are they called? They merged, which was huge for paddle.
The Premier League and the World.
Yes, talk about that, and as well as Europe paddle versus American paddle.
So similar to what PGA,
Mm-hmm.
went through, where there's a lot of money coming from the Middle East and trying to get into a professional sport.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see more of that in paddle. We're seeing it where both of the, and you could call them the most important tours. There's an come together
Mm-hmm.
and under one umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a third tour called A1 Padel that is backed by the New York Yankees.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow.
So the New York Yankees are getting into the world of paddle
I did
too.
not know
And
that.
there's a big tournament next week in New York City, and it's an A1 paddle tournament.
Wow.
But the thing is, I think that this is going to happen even in tennis. Tennis it's one of these perfect opportunities for the sport to grow more,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the professional side, where only about 400 players make money in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not okay. And if you have more opportunities with more money going to the players, then I think we're going to see more of that, where there's more more professional leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And even on the paddle side in the US, there is now, just like the MLP pickle, there is a PPL for paddle.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
all these new things are going to constantly happen and grow, I think.
That's great. Well, we'll grow with it, right? The show, we'll all grow with this together. I love this. This is so happy. So another thing I was going to ask you about was like, is I know it. Have you played at T-Bar-M, the local place? Have you played that? They've played Mexico. They've had a team from Mexico or Argentina or Spain come over. Have you played against that team T-Bar?
The team international.
Yeah. The T-Bird has as a team. They have batches there. I was there for a year and a half, and I always had people from different countries would come in. They play battles at night. Did you ever play there?
And there are a number of now, and I was, well, I was under the impression that there's a lot of matches that are happening especially in Latin America, and there's a lot of people that travel to play.
Wow.
It's very new, other than like professional. The professional is an established tour.
Yes.
And now, for example, in the U.S. has a couple of teams. Some are seniors, some are open.
Mm-hmm.
That are participating in Pan American competitions.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was it, 2021 or 2022 in Las Vegas?
2022. I remember that one because Will went to it.
They hosted the Senior World Championships.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's going to be a lot more opportunities for players from the U.S. to travel and play.
That's awesome.
And now there is also, which is very common, at least in Argentina, to play for your club and travel.
Yeah, that's what
Europe
they're doing.
is the same.
Oh, cool.
In the U.S., it's mostly colleges.
Colleges.
You play for your college, and then you represent your school, even at the high school level and college.
They have paddle college teams and paddle high school teams?
Say that again?
I'm sorry to interrupt. That's fascinating. They have paddle college teams and paddle high school teams here?
No. So in the U.S., you play college sports.
Yeah.
You play high school sports.
Yeah.
Outside of the U.S., you play for your club.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
The college, representing university, it happens, but it's very small.
That's awesome.
Compared to representing your club.
Yeah.
And so that's something that they want to, they're working on in the paddle world.
Wow.
Where actually we were offered to go and represent our club at an international competition, but I said, we have so much going on with Open Club that I don't want
take a rain check. We'll do it next year.
But I think that is like so fun because it's whoever played in college any sport, they know that that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Even for like
I know.
You're actually a team sport when you play in college.
So awesome.
And so if you can continue with that team spirit, representing your own club, and I think that's a great idea, and that's why the MLP and the PPL, team competitions are doing well, and they will continue to grow.
Yeah, they're merged, man. They're merged. They're together, which is good. Good for the players and good on Tyson McGuffin for really. He said something that was really amazing about the merger. Players getting played, owners are getting paid. Everybody's getting a chance at playing professionally, and everybody should be happy. And I think that's great. Yeah. And that's how I feel about paddle. That's why I'm so fascinated because, when I left the studio, vocal studio, and came here on my own, I just decided I'm missing something. I'm missing paddle. I'm missing badminton. I'm missing ping pong. I'm missing racquetball players. Everybody deserves a shot, and I'm fascinated.
And I'll tell you what. So in our area, with one of my partners here at the Sports House, Juan Araya, and we run the Fairfield County and Westchester Pickleball Interclub League.
I didn't know that.
We have this year we had 1,800 players in our league.
Who's your
so
partner?
Juan Araya. Juan used to play tournaments.
Oh wow!
And I think now he's playing a lot of paddle tournaments. So he's not playing pickle anymore.
Cheater.
he plays every tournament there is. He's playing like rock paper scissors tournaments. He's there, and I don't know anyone who plays more tournaments of any kind than him. But so with Juan, we organized this pickleball league in the Fairfield County, which is in Connecticut, and Westchester County in New York. Wow. So they are really close together. And when we started 3 years ago, I think out of the 60 clubs, there were 2, maybe 3 that had permanent pickleball courts.
Wow.
And we started on even on clay courts, drawing the lines on the courts, which was not ideal, but we got it off the ground. We had 1,400 players the year one, and now more than half of the clubs have permanent pickleball courts.
That's awesome.
And the other half are either in the process of, and building the courts, or they wish they had space. They're trying to figure it out. But all those players, at least the way I view it, the ones who play pickle, some are going to be pickle only, but there is so much, crossover between platform tennis, paddle, pickleball, and tennis that I think everyone wins when you get that crossover instead of, oh no, I only do one.
Exactly.
I believe in all of them, and I play all of them. Sometimes I have more fun playing one than the other, but I play all of them.
Depends on the way. Yeah.
I don't like playing pickle singles because I don't want to run that much.
I don't, me neither.
And I love playing doubles, paddle, pickle,
Love
and
all
tennis.
of it. Well, look, we're about to get out of here, but I'm going to have you back on for a follow, just to have you back on. So, well, we appreciate you coming on. How would people get in touch with you if they want to talk to you, Patricio? How would they contact you?
Well, and on LinkedIn, you can search my name,
Correct.
Patricio, not Minestrone, Misitriano.
Misitriano. I see I screwed it up. I knew it.
You can contact me there. And then, via the Sports House, we have an Instagram account, LinkedIn account, or on our website.
I follow him.
Sports.house, Haus.
I follow him, by the way. So remember that. All right, look, man. I'm Curtis Reese. I can be reached at curtis@reeseracketsports.com. Thanks for joining today, Patricio Misitriano. Right, you like that? Was that good?
Perfect. You said that better than me.
Well, anyway, we appreciate you coming on. Listen, go paddle and all things paddle with Sports House, and we're going to follow you and have you back on. And that, my friends, I say adios, peace, and come on, let's pickle later. You got anything, bro?
Yeah, thank you, Curtis.
You're too nice. I love it. Yeah, I'm crazy. You know that, right?